What's up, guys? How you doing? Back here at the Buzzwords podcast, me and my boy Zach.
What's going on?
Yes. Today we're going to be talking about a little episode, a little what's the word? Incident that I have went through in the last 2 days at this moment. Whenever y'all hear this, I don't know when y'all will hear this, but I just felt like it was something that it would be interesting to talk about, and so I'm gonna let Zach get his opening in if he wants, and then I'll just get into it, and then we can talk about it.
What's up, guys? So yeah, Logan had an incident, and I want him to tell the story. I haven't heard the story, so I'm going to be hearing it with you guys for the first time. So go ahead. What happened?
All right. So what is today? What is today?
It is the 7th. Let me look.
Yeah, it's the 7th. So I think like the 5th. On March 5th, me and my wife were out in our laundry room messing with the ducks we had literally just bought that day. Damn. Sorry, I couldn't hear myself for a second. Anyway, so we was out in the laundry room messing with the ducks, making sure they were straight, getting it all set up and whatnot. And we have 2 cats outside. And all of a sudden, while we was doing that, we started hearing one of the cats go off terribly. I mean, just pissed, rolling, going. So I look out the door, and I see that there is my cat, well, not my cat, but our cat, fighting with, at the time, I thought it was another cat. So I open the door, and I yell, and they both just stop, and this motherfucker just runs away. And me being a dumbass, I decide to go see what it was, because, well, no, that's a lie. What Brittany had looked out the window in our laundry room, and she said, "That is not a cat, that's a fox." And I said, no, it's not. It ain't no fucking fox. Well, it was. I went out there, and see, this night, it wasn't really doing anything in terms of, like, other than what it just did. I just told you, it just laid down in the yard and or sat down and was just looking around, chilling, like nothing. And I stood outside looking at this bitch. I don't even know how, at least like 10 minutes, just staring at it, trying to figure out what the fuck is up with this motherfucker. It didn't even act aggressive towards me. I mean, I didn't get that close to it either at that time. And it just was chilling. Didn't give a fuck. And so we eventually decided to call animal control for them to come out here and get it, because Brittany was right at the end of the day, that convinced that it had rabies. And so that's why we ended up calling them. Problem was, these bitch ass motherfuckers never showed the fuck up, right? And I know that a lot of people will probably say, whoever hears this, be like, well, why you didn't just shoot it yourself if you were so convinced that it had rabies? Well, the problem with that was, I do have a little .22 gun. That's all I own. I don't have any bullets. I haven't thought about buying any. Okay, I know that's stupid. I get it, but I just haven't thought about it. Me and my buddy was out shooting one day. We used all my bullets, and I just never bought more because I just didn't really care, I guess. And my dad's gun, I found that. Well, I knew where both of them were, but I also didn't know where his bullets were. He had them. I couldn't find them, so I couldn't do shit about it. And at the time, I also didn't even remember that we had shotguns, but they were not in the house. So that's all we could do, was call them and tell them to come get it. But they didn't fucking come. What they did was call us back and say, well, the next day we're going to come to your house and we're going to take the cat. And we're going to look at the cat and see if the cat has any marks or any open wounds or anything from it. And if it does, they're going to kill the cat, basically. And for those of you who don't know, because I've had to be told this, And so I'm gonna tell y'all what they do is they cut the fucking head off, right? Even if they're not guaranteed to know that they do have rabies, they chop the fucking head off and send that bitch, right? And I think it's just wild, right? But then I also didn't know at the time that the only way you can find out if something got rabies like that is if you like it's in the brain, is what I'm trying to say. So yeah. Anyway, so they didn't show up that night. They did show up the next day. They got the cat. Didn't do anything about the fucking fox. They didn't even attempt to look for it. They didn't even ask about it. They acted like it didn't even exist. They just took the cat and then they left. So the day goes on. Eventually, Brittany gets a call and says that the cat should be fine. It has nothing, no bite marks, no nothing wrong at all. So Brittany was told that she could go get back and get the cat. So Brittany did. And another fucking, I don't even know how many hours later, me and my wife were sitting in the kitchen here and just talking, having a good old time. And all of a sudden, we hear the biggest of bangs in like rumbles outside. Now this is, I think this would be March 6th or whatever the fuck at this point. And me being a fucking idiot, right? I hear that outside. I'm just like, fuck it, let me go see what it was. And sorry, I'm getting a little it still fucks with me. So I go outside and I go off the porch and I look around the corner and there's this bitch ass fox that pops up out of nowhere and it literally wasn't even a second, right? I barely even had time to even realize it was even there. And this fucker took off right on my ass. And I was like, I think Brittany said, at this point, my adrenaline got so strong that I barely remember much of what I did. And so at this moment, I'm gonna, from here on to whatever the fuck, this will be based on my wife's memory of what happened during that time. Okay. She says I yelled, "Oh fuck," and I took off. I do remember the only thing I thought about was I have to get Brittany in the house because I didn't want her to get, attacked. And Brittany was like on the porch, about to walk onto the porch, like she was at the door. And I yell that and I take off. I didn't even step on the steps. I jumped onto the porch. And I grabbed Brittany and I'm trying to drag her in the house. And apparently, while I'm doing that, this fox followed me into the house. Didn't know it. Didn't feel it. And apparently I ended up kicking the fucking shit out of this fox so hard that this bitch flew out the door. I don't remember it. I can't guarantee it, but that's what I was told. And at that moment, that's when Brittany closed the door. And we walked back inside while we was trying to gather all our shit together. And all of a sudden, I started feeling this extreme burn on my leg. And Brittany asked me, she said, "Did it bite you?" And I said, "I don't know." I looked down, the bitch got me. And so then Brittany starts freaking out because rabies is a very dangerous thing. Like, very, if you don't get it taken care of, you know, Zach. Mm-hmm. So she goes and gets my mom. My mom comes running in here. And she's like, "Well, y'all need to go to the hospital and get this, do this and that." And all I can think at that moment is, well, I can't go back out that door, right? I don't have nothing. And if I go back out that door, that means Brittany's going to go. That means my mom might go. And that means that fox might get him. That bitch-ass, fuck-ass fox. So I'm sitting here arguing with them, saying, we ain't going out that door until we figure out how to get rid of this bitch. Okay? I'm not going to let y'all go out there like that. even though they didn't really want to listen to me at first. They kept opening the door. Um, at one point, my mom went out there on the porch and was looking around, and our other cat, the one that didn't get attacked the first night, had popped up beside her, and all of a sudden, this fox came out of nowhere and just pounced on that cat. And my mom, not even like realizing it was a fox, didn't even react at first. But she then had found this fucking umbrella or something somewhere. I don't even know where she got it from. And she started beating the fuck out of it with that. And eventually it took off. It left. And then that cat disappeared. And she had been unseen until today, when we had to take her to the animal control people, and they have her under. I don't know. They might have euthanasiaed her or whatever they call it now, because it got confirmed that it did have rabies, or they might still have it in quarantine. I don't remember, but that one just went under the house. It disappeared, and I told my mom that you need to come inside, and we need to call the motherfucking people, which Brittany had already done it at the time. I didn't realize she had called them yet, but Brittany did, and I told her, you need to come in the house while we figure this shit out, and just leave it the fuck alone. Whatever happens, happens, but we need to stay the fuck in the house. At that same moment that I said that fucking fox came up from behind my mom and grabbed a hold of her fucking shirt. If my mom had a big ass shirt, I think it was my dad's shirt she had on. And if she didn't have that shirt on, I'm pretty sure she would have got it way worse than I did. Because he was on that shit. And so I'd start trying to pull my mom in, like, well, not in, but like it was strong enough. It was about to pull her off the porch, is what I'm trying to say. So I'm trying to pull her so she doesn't fall the fuck down. And Brittany comes from behind me and has this fucking, I want to say it was like a mop pole, that you hook your mop head to and shit. And she starts beating the fuck out of this bitch ass fox. After that, I finally convinced them to stay the fuck in the house. Eventually, animal control people showed up, and a cop, I think, well, maybe it might have been 2 cops, showed up, along with an ambulance, because Brittany called the ambulance, the 911 and all that shit, because she thought that it would be easier to get me to go, right? But what she didn't realize at that time was, it's not that I didn't want to go to the hospital, it was that I couldn't get rid of the fox, and if I went outside with them, I didn't want to put anyone in danger of getting fucked up by the fox. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So that it wasn't that I didn't want to go. I knew I needed to go. I just didn't want to go outside yet because I didn't know how to fucking do it safely. Because that bitch was like, it was surrounding the house, dude. It was a Cujo in real life for anyone who knows that movie. Literally, it was. It would not let you leave that. The furthest you could get was on the porch, and then it was on your ass. You couldn't go no further. And I couldn't get to, by the way, when I brought up the shotguns aren't in the house, like I said. They're in the shed out by the house. I can't get to those either because this bitch won't let me in. let me out. So again, eventually the cops and shit show the fuck up. And I'm just sitting down now because the reality starts to hit me and I start freaking the fuck out. I'm not even gonna lie. This shit traumatized the fuck out of me. Brittany was standing at the door. She didn't have it open. She wasn't outside, but she was standing at the door when the cops and shit showed up. And they were looking around trying to see where it was and all this shit. And they finally got out the car and they had their guns drew, I think is what Brittany said. And they were looking around for it, and that bitch came out of nowhere and almost got the cop. And luckily, he was a quick draw and busted that fucker in the head. And that was it. It was It was literally the most terrifying moment of my life. I'm not even going to sit here in front for you. It was. It has fucked me up. I have
Well, the
barely
fox is
slept.
dead now, so.
Yes. But here's the thing.
What?
Everything that happened that night has fucked me up so bad. I barely have slept. I'm not even going to lie to you. I have barely slept since that night. I have probably slept a grand total of 4 or 5 hours between the last 2 days. Because every time I close my eyes, that's all I fucking see.
As the Cujo
And
fox.
I can't get comfortable and go to sleep because of that shit. I can barely even look out the door. And it's embarrassing to me to admit that. But it's true.
Man, admitting it is the first step to healing, you know. And at least you ended up going to the hospital, right? And you got the shots.
But yeah.
So
I had to ride in an ambulance, even though I realized I didn't have to, but they were here, so I did. And it was a really uncomfortable ride, let me tell you.
Oh yeah. It is.
And I went there, and they gave me way more shots than I've ever had in my life. Like, just what the fuck? So many. It felt like they were never going to end, to be honest. But that's pretty much the story. I maybe missed a couple little details, but I mean, that's pretty much the gist of it. It was a very traumatizing, terrifying moment for me. And I know there's probably people out there that probably had a worse situation, and or maybe just didn't give a fuck when if in their situation, like it didn't bother them at all. But I am the type that has extreme anxiety, and I'm talking extreme. So it's fucked with me quite a bit, and I'm just trying to get over it.
Yeah, it'll take some time, you know. I got attacked by a dog one time, similar to that, but he didn't have rabies though.
Did you know the dog?
Yeah, it was my own dog. He turned on me.
Oh.
And he charged me in the yard and bit me, and hung on to me, and I had to fight him off.
I've had that happen too.
Yeah.
But something about that night with the fox, it was terrifying. Terrifying.
Fox, man. Oh, man. Yeah, well, I mean, that's a crazy story, I will say. It's definitely podcast and YouTube worthy.
Yeah. I mean, I'll be honest, that was almost my first thought after it happened and after I got the shots and I got home. I was like, fuck, dude, this got to go on the pod. I've recorded new videos for my channel, and I purposely didn't even talk about it. I said that if you want to know what happened, you got to go check out the pod whenever that video drops.
Did you upload?
I am uploading one right now.
Okay, cool,
I don't know. It's going to be like, it says 2 hours left. But I do have 2 others to upload at the same time, though.
Yeah, because I've been actually looking forward to listening to it, so. Or not the story, but just watching the next video.
Yeah, I took a break from the YouTube. Not like, I know you know why, but just for anyone who was wondering, I guess, if anyone was, I took a little break because my wife's father was diagnosed with stage 4 metastatic lung cancer or whatever you call it. I don't know the technical terms. I apologize. I just don't know. But I do know it's pretty bad, and he's got it in his lungs. He's got breast cancer too. He's got it in his hip bone, like in his bones and shit. I mean, it's everywhere. It's really not looking that great, to be completely honest with you, in terms of if he's going to be okay with it. And I just wanted to step away and just really focus on trying to make sure she was straight and make sure she was happy and shit, because she's been going through a whole lot. And it just so happens during that time, I also decided to get bit by a bitch ass fox. So, you know.
Yeah, it's pretty wild. I mean,
yeah,
it's the fox thing, you know, is crazy and wild. And I already knew about your father-in-law, which I'm sorry to hear that, by the way. But you know that.
Yeah.
We've talked about that off of the podcast and off of video.
Yeah.
But Yeah, guys. I don't really have a lot to say about the story. It's pretty freaking wild. Pretty cool, though. I will say. I think it's kind of cool. But I mean,
Well, I
maybe
don't think
we'll.
it's cool yet.
Maybe one
I don't
day.
think it's cool yet.
Maybe one day he'll look back and think it's cool. But I don't know.
Maybe.
But
But
yeah,
I mean, I guess
I don't know. What do you? I mean, the coolest thing I've done lately is I ran over a snake. But
I haven't even seen a snake yet this year.
that's about it though. Haven't done anything too cool lately.
I mean, I guess if you ain't got nothing else to say about
I don't,
it,
man. This was your story, and this pretty cool video. I'm looking forward to uploading it. If you guys,
I guess,
yeah, I'll let Logan do the outro to this. You guys, I'll let us know what you think in the comments. Like and sub, and I'll catch you on the next one. Logan, you want to close it?
well, I guess the only thing left to say is it's pretty dangerous, like rabies and shit. So if you walk outside and there's this wild ass animal that usually doesn't fuck with people at all, like you hardly ever see them because they just stay hidden, and all of a sudden you're starting to see it, you need to do something about it, because something's not right with that motherfucker. And it's gonna, when it gets to the end, like, when the rabies really sets the fuck in on them, it's gonna get you if you're not careful. It will, and it doesn't give a fuck. And even if you think that well, I got all these guns and shit, so I'll be all right, you know what I'm saying? And maybe you will, but it only takes a second of you not even paying attention for it to get on your ass. Is all I'm gonna say. So you just, keep your fucking eyes open and just pay attention, because this shit's real. Until this, like, I didn't even fucking realize, right? It's one of those things where, like, yes, I know life is not a given. You know what I'm saying? I know that life is short, and it can end at any moment. Right, but this situation put it into perspective and really made me think about it, just how easily you could leave before you get old and just die normally. It takes nothing, and you could just be gone. So you just got to pay attention.
Yeah.
And I guess that's all I can say. And if you see something like that, call these motherfuckers. Hopefully your animal control is better than the one I have over here. Okay, these fuckers suck. All right, and I don't give a fuck. I don't care if these fuckers hear it. They can say whatever the fuck they want. But if they showed up that night and got rid of this bitch, none of that shit would have happened. So they fucking suck, and I don't care. Fuck them.
All right.
Anyway, y'all have a good night. See you later.
You guys have a good one. See ya.